Welcome to Why Cooking. I'm Andrew.
Morning, I'm Corey.
Today we're making loaded baked potatoes.
And it's gonna be good. No, okay, anyways. So we've got 1 pound of bacon we've laid out nicely on a tray. We've got 4.5 pounds of chicken that I've already pulled all the skin off of. Makes it a little healthier. A tablespoon of sage, 2 tablespoons of parsley, a tablespoon of thyme. 5 pounds potatoes I've already cut and cubed, so it's sitting in the water so it doesn't brown. Chopped onions, about a pound of that. Pound of broccoli, I actually used frozen. Couldn't get the fresh stuff today, so it's nice and neat. 7 cloves of garlic I've chopped up. 1 pound of fresh mozzarella. I've got 1/4 cup of coconut oil. I actually just set it right on top of the oven while it was preheating. It's preheated to 375, and then we're just going to do black pepper to sprinkle a little bit of their flavor. All right, we're mixing the garlic, thyme, parsley, sage, and coconut oil, all in a nice little bowl. Try to get all that love and goodness out. And I'm just going to mix it. Really don't need this other container under it. Okay. Now I've got that all nice and mixed. I'm just going to take a little bit, just kind of throw it a little bit on that chicken. I'm not touching it because I don't want to cross-contaminate. Just a little bit on there. Take my hand, just kind of rub some of that in. Just want a little bit of flavor on there. It's all going to cook in. Okay, and then I'm going to take, with my clean hand, just kind of open up pepper, and just a little dusting over the pepper. Slide that in there, along with the bacon. Alright, right now we're going to set it for 10 minutes, because I just want to get that bacon started cooking. I don't want it crisp, but I want to be able to chop it up into some nice pieces. And then I'm going to take this mozzarella, or actually walk over here to the freezer. I'm going to put these in the freezer just to kind of harden them up, makes them a little bit easier to slice. So we're going to be cutting those a little later. Okay. Bacon! Okay, so I've got it about half cooked, so that it's still going to cook later on. So just kind of like get the initial stuff out. And now I'm going to set the timer again for another 20 minutes for the chicken to cook. And then while that's cooling, we're going to walk over here, have them drain the potatoes. Pot, make it nice and easy. Dump all that love and goodness in there. That kind of drip and drain. While that's dripping and draining, walk over here, and we're actually going to saute the onions. Again, the extra virgin olive oil, a common friend of mine. Alright, we're just going to get that on there nice and hot again. Right now I'm just looking to heat them up. I don't need that initial sear. It's going to take a little while to how much there is. Letting that heat up. I'm mixing inside. So, I got my cutting board out, got my knife, spoon, rubber spatula, and some tongs. And the utensil I'm going to be using next a little bit. So I'm going to grab my bacon and make it nice and easy and grab it all at once. We went with the uncured bacon to reduce the salt content, make it a little bit healthier. Trying to cut, we don't want to cut corners, but we don't want to make it not taste good. So still try to keep some of the basic stuff in. There. Put that on the tray. You're going to get dirty sometimes, so make sure you wash your hands. Now I'm just going to cut it nice strip, little little chunks. I don't want too small. I want to taste a good piece of potato, piece of bacon. While I'm eating my potatoes. Nice and 1, 2, 3. That's all cut up. Leave this here on the cutting board. Now the onions, they've been going. I've had a pretty high heat. We got nice sweaty onions going. They're starting to caramelize pretty fast on the bottom. Okay, so you can turn that down a little bit. Now we're going to start throwing everything. That bucket we had the potatoes in, we're going to put it back into it. Put it back in here. Now I've got them all drained. Okay, now everything in the bucket. We have the frozen broccoli that we drained. Just let it sit and thawing. Bring this a little closer here. Turn that off. Whoop! A little bit on the floor. Right there. No. And I'm going to take the bacon. I prefer just to use my knife as a scoop. Be careful if you're going to do that. If you're not going to feel safe, don't do it. You know your limits. Be careful. So, got everything in the bucket. Grab the lid. I'm actually going to take all that leftover coconut oil, sage, parsley, garlic, thyme. This is where the rubber spatula comes in. Make sure you get all of that out of there. Don't want to waste. I hate wasting. There. Now, put the lid on nice and tight. Shake. Well, chicken's done. Now, just to be safe, since not everybody's got a thermometer, which is good and happy to have, cut it open to the thicker breast of the meat, and it's nice and white. It's all done. You don't want to go too close to the bone. You want to go make sure you're going to the thicker part of the meat. So what we're going to do is now take this off of here. I'm going to put it onto a tray so we can get it nice and cool down nice and fast for stripping it. We're going to strip the bones, get all the meat into the side to put on top of the potatoes. So chicken's just cooled down to a temperature where I can handle it. It doesn't have to necessarily cool down all the way. So now we're just going to rip it apart and debone it. And just take, I've already peeled the skin off, so we want all of this. Try to get all the meat, all the love and goodness. And what I'm actually going to do is take the bones and save them. And then the next time I make stock, I will be able to, I'm going to throw the bones in with the vegetable scraps to make some chicken stock. So I'll actually put them in a baggie and I'll freeze them. Okay, so now still got the oven preheated at 375. So we're going to take all this potato love and goodness and pour that all in there. Woo! Yes, it is overflowing. You should have seen the picture. If you guys are on our Facebook page, check out the picture that we got suggested for this. It is monstrous. So that's what we're going for. Get that all in there. We don't want to waste any of it because, well, if you could taste it through the phone, you would. Hallelujah. Alright, now I'm going to throw this in the oven. Okay, so pull the potatoes out of the oven. Because we didn't pre-bake or boil the potatoes ahead of time, took about 45 minutes to an hour because I was kind of mixing it. Just did a little mixing, basically just kind of left it, baked it, kept it closed. Yeah, check out our other video, how I cook the carrots. You can do the same thing with the potatoes. Just kind of chop them up small, flash cook them, drain them, and then you're good to go. So right now we're going to take the chicken that after I pulled it off all the bone, I just kind of ripped it up into little pieces. And we're going to put that all on top. Add some more flavoring. Oh. Okay. Any water left in the cheese as it starts to kind of drip out of it. We're just going to lay this cheese across the top. say, we did it nice and thin, so it's just going to melt a lot easier. Because it doesn't spread very far, but it still melts nicely. Get a nice base over all of it. I'm going to use this last little bit. Yeah, some pieces I cut a little too thin, so it started shredding. So now we're just going to take these and kind of fill in some spots. Over here and here. And that there. Alright, now we are going to throw this back in the oven for about 5 minutes. Just enough to melt the cheese.
Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Please like the video and subscribe to our channel. We're going to have new videos out every Wednesday. That's Corey. I'm Andrew. Now it's time for the good part.
Enjoy the best of the rest of the day of your life.